So the first one was, were you always photogenic? If not, how do you become photogenic? I think yes, I think so. I think I've just always been that way. It just came kind of natural. But I think there are ways that you can become photogenic, and it's like practicing on your posing and stuff like that. If you live in LA and need new headshots, I'm your guy. If you guys are in LA and you need headshots, hit this dude up. What was the hardest part of my modeling career / journey? At first, it was the rejection. It stung a little bit. It hurt. It was one incident that happened. I ended up doing a little casting audition type of thing for a Nike commercial. I didn't speak about it to anyone, maybe like just my fam. And even then, when you book things, nothing is for sure. So this actually would have been my first commercial, but it turns out they actually ended up cutting the entire scene that me and a few other main people were in. When I heard about that, I was a little sad, because I was like, dang, like it was a realization, like nothing is for sure when you're a model, especially in SAG, you know, commercials and stuff like that. It's like your scene can be cut out like that. I was like, please, 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 please. I was like refreshing every single day to see if the video was up. Ended up, you know, getting notified that it wasn't gonna be up. This large scene was cut out. So that was probably like one of the hardest things about it. You know, it's very tit for tat in modeling. You never know if you're gonna get cut out of something, a picture, a campaign, you never know. So, but we're all good now, we're all good. Would you describe your experience as a model stressful or a breeze? A little bit of both. Going to castings, having to miss, you know, a few days of school, that was a little stressful, you know, getting used to that. At the same time, it's been like a breeze because it went by so fast and it's been a year. Yeah, a little bit of both. Do you believe your Instagram account was an advantage when you started modeling? Explain. I do. This day and age, social media is like the hierarchy of like a whole bunch of stuff. Especially if you're in LA, like LA agencies, they love for you to have a social media following because it's so much branding and content out in LA, but pretty much everywhere. So having a social media following definitely put me on an upper edge because, you know, I have that experience with like branding and promoting, and agencies can just work with you better and stuff like that. So where did you purchase your portfolio book at? I need to buy one. You can get it off of Amazon for like $40-50. Mine was like this really, it has a lot of pages in it. It's like maybe 20-30 pages. What would you consider to be the toughest aspect of modeling? I don't even, oh dang. Not knowing what clients and agents want. You never know what they want because they have this like poker face, the anxiousness and the waiting to see if you got booked. Because you're like, oh my gosh, like pick me, pick me, pick me. I hope I get this job. And then sometimes when you don't get it, you know, you can be like down. I've been down before. I've done a shoot before, but during the shoot I felt a little bit camera shy. What could I do to be less shy? You cannot be shy when being a model. Unless it's a little shy pose you gotta do, then by all means do that. Just like having this aura that, you know, you're confident, because when you're not confident, people can tell. Like you can tell when someone isn't confident, you can tell when they are. I'm pretty sure I was one of the most like shyest people in life, the universe even. But I broke out of that like my sophomore year, so I kind of just went through the motions of doing things that were out of my comfort zone, and that's how I became less shy and I just came out of my shell more. And I think I'm fully out of my shell now. I believe it's some instances where I'm like, boom, don't put me in it. Like I'm gonna turn red if you put me in the situation. I don't want all this attention. But yeah, so from a personal experience, one thing that I would do is practice my posing. And you said that you've done a shoot before, so what I'm thinking is that you might have not been as prepared as you could have been. I always told myself, and I always do this, I practice my poses every time before a photo shoot. Every time I come from a photo shoot, I practice my poses. I practice facial expressions in the mirror so I can be super prepared. These two questions, they kind of go hand in hand. How do you find the time for school, modeling, and everything else? How have you managed school, life, modeling, having a social media presence? You know, it's not like I have like a team around me, you know what I'm saying? Like everything that I do on my own. I had to learn to really balance everything. And one thing I always was kind of like stuck on, I always used to be so fixated on everything being perfect. Like, because like me, I always want to be the best at everything that I do. I always want to put 100% into everything. And because I take on so much ever since like social media presence started, and I've been trying to venture off into so many things, having to balance it is a little tough. It has been tough. It still is a little tough. If I just try my best at everything, it's okay. And for me, like, I'm my own biggest critic, So throughout my junior year, my senior year, a little bit now, being super hard on myself, it would hurt me mentally. I had to realize, Kayla, there's no way you can put 100% into your schoolwork when you got to put some into your social media and modeling your career. When you're young, being 17, my age, going to school is like your only job, right? But I took up modeling young. I took up doing social media young, doing YouTube very young, and everything just kind of gets tied together. So losing myself in the process had happened, and having to get myself together had been a little struggle. It's been a little tough. But dang, sometimes it feels like, okay, it's paying off, but like, it's in the expense of like, you know, my mental health kinda. So that's why I had to like kind of take a little step back and a breather. It's 2020. I'm continuing to do what's in my best interest and do what makes me happy and keeping my mental health in check. So take my advice, do not spread yourself too thin with things, and it's not a good feeling when you're spreading yourself so thin to where you can't even think straight. Do I have to have perfect skin? Okay, it is a myth. Okay, no, you do not have to have perfect skin to be a model. Even though you might see it on social media and, you know, stuff like that. In modeling, it's forever gonna be like retouching makeup and all that stuff. So you don't have to have perfect skin to be a model. But if it affects your confidence, I would say, you know, just try meeting with a dermatologist if you feel like you haven't found anything good for your skin yet. Or even just trying to find some new products on your own before you want to start modeling if you feel like that'll be best. But never feel like you're not good enough because you have acne. Like no, that's not the case. So never feel like, you know, you're not good enough. You're good enough. I better not see any of y'all getting down on yourselves because of acne or of something else. We're perfectly imperfect. A lot of people in modeling have acne. I've seen it. I've had it. You good. You're good. You can do a little concealer if you a guy. Doesn't even matter. You're good. So you better go into that casting. Be confident in yourself. Self-love, y'all. Self-love. Was there any pressure to change yourself or to do surgery? Nah. With modeling, I feel like everyone is pretty natural. I don't know what people be doing. But from what I can tell, everyone is pretty openly natural. It's more of a natural industry, I'ma say. So during my journey career, I've never been pressured to change myself in any way or any of that, you know. No. I have more influence to like eat healthier. After I get done with the shoot, there's like lunch breaks, you know, in between shoots and stuff like that, or like meetings. Everybody got a salad.
My question is, I'm starting to be a model in the summer for this small business, and I was wondering, do you have any tips for people that's just starting out? You know, because I'm low-key nervous. I don't like taking pictures in front of people.
It's all about your preparation, and it's all about you having faith in yourself that you know you're gonna do great. You have to go in with the mindset knowing you're gonna come out amazing on the other end, and you're gonna do amazing for your summer job, girl. So it ain't no stress. Don't stress out. Work on your craft before then, and you should be great, you know. Hey, I'm from Mississippi, and there are not really any agencies here, so I really don't know where to start. So what advice do you have for me to get started? If I was in Mississippi, if I was in Connecticut, you know, Wyoming, and there's not any major places for modeling, before I get to a certain point where I can up and move and get to a place that has opportunities for modeling, getting started, throughout that time, what would I be doing? Doing my research, developing my craft. Because practicing makes you better. If you don't practice, there's no way you are going to evolve. I'm pretty sure, you know, there's a few photographers out where you're at, so you could be building your portfolio book, meeting with photographers, getting some pictures done, you know, practicing your poses then. It's a really good idea, you know, to start developing before you get with the agency, so you can kind of have a good idea how to go about things and what to do. How often do you travel? When I go to castings, I mean, they're like in the city of Chicago, so I have to travel like 30 minutes every time. So it's not like I'm going out of the country, you know what I'm saying? Not yet, anyway. So is modeling enough to survive off as a career? Well, it's very iffy. It depends on how much exposure you have as a model. There's supermodels, and then I think you have like just models. You have Gigi Hadid, Bella Hadid, Kendall Jenner, Kaya Gerber, Ashley Graham. That's your career right there, full time. If you're just starting out and it's kind of like a new thing and you're not booking a lot of jobs and you know you have a lot of free time, because like I said, modeling is tit for tat. So it's a yes and no. Because modeling is just iffy like that, it really depends on the individual model. So a lot of models have like a side job. Yeah, you just do what you gotta do, but it really depends on the individual. My questions regarding your modeling journey is, how do you balance being a high school student with modeling while maintaining good grades? Much love. Love you too, and it's just all about balance for me. Knowing that senior year, my last year, it's very important for me. You know, I really want to go out with a bang, and I came so long with high school, so maintaining my good grades is, you know, I can't expect anything less. So when I know that I have like assignments to do, I have to get them done ASAP. I have no time for procrastination, and I think that's what gets a lot of people caught up. That's what I had to, you know, kind of figure out, and I think I have a little bit, but it's not as much as I had before I was like a senior or a junior. So it's easier said than done. But, you know, just staying focused, being really persistent, and not giving up. I try not to stress so much. Like 2020, I've been trying not to stress myself out. First of all, can I just say I seriously adore you. You've made such a name for yourself, and I really admire it. I've been thinking of modeling for a long time now, but I'm hesitant. Simply because I'm not sure if I'm pretty enough for it. My self-confidence comes and goes, but it goes a lot more than it comes. I'm trying to overcome this and view myself the way my friends do. They all tell me I'm stunning and super pretty, but I honestly don't see it. I really hope you respond to this because I would love to continue talking to you for advice and gain confidence. I would also appreciate if you could take a look at my Instagram and tell me if you think I'm pretty enough to model. Girl, mad cute. You know you're super pretty. Okay. Nevertheless, there's no way, you know, you have to question your beauty. You know what I'm saying? We are all super beautiful, and modeling is about like this. They're marketing your face and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Your face, facial features, your body, and all of that stuff. So it's a huge portion of how you look. But the thing is, the modeling industry is very, you know, it's so versatile. You don't have to have like a set look that you think you should have. You don't have to have a set body type. You know what I'm saying? Everything is so open in the modeling industry nowadays. None of you guys should have to question if you're pretty enough, or if you look a certain way, and if you don't, that you cannot be a model. There's no way. You know, everything is just out in the open, and we are all beautiful in our own way. You're absolutely beautiful, and you do not need me or anyone else to tell you that, okay? And there's no reason any of us should try and find validation for ourselves from others, because ultimately this is our life. This is, you know, us. It's about making you happy. It's all about putting in your mind and saying it to yourself and manifesting that you know who you are. None of us, especially us girlies, we do not need someone to tell us that we are beautiful. You know, we have ourselves for that. And I wish everyone had it, you know, just self-confidence. And I think a lot of the time, oh, this person is, you know, over the top, like just super arrogant or conceited, but I totally like, nah. But yeah, guys, that was the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about my model journey for like the second time after my other one getting deleted. And I hope I answered a lot of you guys' questions. If you guys have any more, feel free to comment. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.